Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. Sian Barbara Allen was a multifaceted contributor to film, television, and storytelling, known for her emotive performances and thoughtful creative pursuits. Born in the United States, Allen's early passion for acting led her to earn a scholarship to the prestigious Pasadena Playhouse, a pivotal moment that launched a distinguished career in entertainment. Her training with renowned acting coach Peggy Fury and her selection as one of Universal Studios' final contract players set the foundation for a successful trajectory in Hollywood. Allen's breakthrough came in the early 1970s with standout roles in You'll Like My Mother alongside Patty Duke, for which she received a Golden Globe nomination for Most Promising New Actress, and Scream, Pretty Peggy opposite Bette Davis. She brought grace and emotional depth to every performance, from thrillers and westerns like Billy Two Hats with Gregory Peck to dramatic television series such as The Waltons, Columbo, The Rockford Files, Hawaii Five-0, and The Incredible Hulk. She also portrayed Anne Morrow in the Lindbergh kidnapping case with Anthony Hopkins, showcasing her talent in biographical drama. In addition to acting, Allen ventured into writing, penning the Just for Laughs episode of Beretta. After her final television role in L.A. Law in 1990, she gracefully stepped away from the public eye, dedicating her time to family, politics, and creative writing. Allen is remembered not only for her artistic contributions, but also for her devotion to those closest to her. She is survived by her daughter Emily Fonseca, her grandson Arlo, 2 sisters, a nephew, and several cousins. Sian Barbara Allen passed away in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, at the age of 78 after a battle with Alzheimer's disease. Her legacy endures through her work and the lives she touched. Tributes to Sian Barbara Allen. Number 6. There was just something about the way Jim spoke. You felt like he was talking directly to you, a fan once wrote. That simple sentiment captured the essence of Jim Quinn's 5-decade radio legacy. Jim passed away peacefully at the age of 82. His death followed a period of declining health. While he is gone, his voice, presence, and influence live on in the hearts of listeners across America. Born in New Jersey, Jim's radio journey began in the 1960s at KQV in Pittsburgh. He quickly became a local favorite, known for his fast wit and magnetic energy behind the mic. From spinning top 40 hits to hosting morning shows in major cities like New York and Philadelphia, Jim had a gift for adapting with the times. In the 1990s, he found his most resonant voice, conservative talk radio. With The War Room with Quinn and Rose, Jim became a major figure in political broadcasting. His bold style earned him both praise and pushback, but he never shied away from speaking his truth. The show was syndicated to a dozen stations and broadcast on XM satellite radio, making Jim's voice a familiar one in homes across the country. Through it all, listeners connected with his fiery passion and personal convictions. He was never just reading headlines, he was challenging people to think. That's what made him unforgettable. Beyond the airwaves, Jim mentored young broadcasters, always eager to offer advice or encouragement. Many in the industry credit him for lighting their path. Friend and co-host Rose Tennant said, "Jim didn't just talk, he made you feel. Whether you agreed or not, you listened, and you learned something." Even in his later years, Jim remained a symbol of resilience and reinvention. His impact on Pittsburgh media and the broader conservative movement can't be overstated. He is survived by his immediate family, who have asked for privacy during this time. While the radio is a little quieter now, the echoes of Jim Quinn's voice remain. He changed the way people thought, how they listened, and often, how they lived. Tributes to Jim Quinn. Number 5. His music told the stories of everyday people, with honesty, grit, and heart. Dick Damron, a true pioneer of Canadian country music, passed away peacefully at the age of 91. Known not just for his powerful voice but for the soul he poured into everything he wrote, Dick's influence ran deep and wide across the music world. For over 6 decades he stood as a cornerstone of Canadian country. From rockabilly roots to outlaw country and gospel, Dick mastered each style with effortless grace. His songwriting gave life to more than 500 songs and earned admiration from country legends like Charlie Pride and George Hamilton IV, who recorded his work. With over 25 albums and a shelf of Canadian Country Music Association awards, including top honors as male vocalist and entertainer, Dick's career was both long and remarkable. But more than the stats, it was his ability to connect that truly defined him. His lyrics cut to the core of human experience: love, struggle, hope, and his performances carried listeners through every note. He wasn't one to chase trends. He set his own pace. As the sound of country evolved, Dick moved with it, never losing the rough-edged warmth that made his music feel like home. The Canadian Country Music Association shared, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of Dick Damron, a true pioneer of Canadian country music whose contributions will be remembered for generations to come." Fans, friends, and fellow musicians continue to mourn a legend. Behind the awards and milestones was a man who stayed true to his roots, who cared about the craft above the spotlight. He is survived by his daughter, Barbara Jean, and by the countless songs he left behind, each one a part of his story, and now, part of ours. Dick passed peacefully after a long, full life devoted to music. Though he's gone, his voice will echo wherever country music is played, raw, real, and unforgettable. Tributes to Dick Damron. Number 4. His passion and dedication to music left a mark on the cultural landscape. These were the words shared by Mexico's National Center for the Arts upon the passing of Enrique Batiz Campbell, a beloved maestro whose influence stretched far beyond concert halls. At just 5 years old, Enrique gave his first public piano recital. That moment marked the beginning of a lifelong journey into music, one that would captivate audiences around the world for more than 6 decades. Enrique Batiz Campbell passed away at the age of 82 after facing health complications. His loss is felt deeply by musicians, students, and fans across generations. Born in Mexico City, he went on to study at the Juilliard School in New York and became a gifted pianist and conductor. But it was his ability to lead and inspire that truly set him apart. In 1971, he founded the Orquesta Sinfónica del Estado de México. Under his baton for over 40 years, OSEM grew into one of the most respected orchestras in Latin America. He also served as artistic director for the Orquesta Filarmónica de la Ciudad de México, helping shape the capital's musical identity for nearly a decade. He wasn't just a conductor, he was a builder of sound, a mentor to young musicians, and a passionate advocate for both Mexican composers and global classical repertoires. From Beethoven to José Pablo Moncayo, he brought music to life with a unique blend of precision and heart. Enrique recorded more than 100 orchestral works, receiving international honors, including the Biennial Prize in Art and the International Mercury Gold Award. He also served as principal guest conductor for the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra in London, further cementing his global impact. Colleagues described him as generous, exacting, and endlessly curious. And while his baton is now at rest, his music continues to resonate in every note played by the orchestras he shaped and the students he believed in. Tributes have poured in from around the world, many remembering the fire in his eyes as he led a crescendo, or the stillness he allowed between movements. Moments that moved listeners to tears. Enrique Batiz Campbell leaves behind a legacy in harmony, recorded in sound and memory alike. Tributes to Enrique Batiz Campbell. Number 3. Christina was one of the kindest and most generous people I have ever met. Those were the words of First Minister John Swinney, spoken through grief but also deep admiration. Christina McKelvie's life was one of purpose, compassion, and unshakable resolve. She passed away at the age of 57, following a courageous battle with breast cancer. Even during her illness, she continued to serve Scotland with a quiet strength and unmatched dedication. Her journey began in Easterhouse, Glasgow, where her roots shaped a lifelong commitment to justice and equality. She worked in social services before stepping into politics, her core values always guiding the path ahead. First elected to the Scottish Parliament in 2007, Christina held her seat for Hamilton, Larkhall, and Stonehouse beginning in 2011. Over the years, she became a trusted voice in government, serving as Minister for Equalities and Older People, Minister for Culture, and most recently, Minister for Drugs and Alcohol Policy. Her efforts helped users of Clare's Law gain critical protection. She tackled loneliness, stood up for women's health, and promoted human rights both at home and abroad. Whether fighting for independence or defending the vulnerable, her priorities always stayed close to the people. Her colleagues describe her not only as a strong leader but as someone who lifted others, showing warmth, humor, and fierce empathy. To many, she was a mentor. To her constituents, a tireless advocate. To her family, irreplaceable. Christina found joy in books, painting, and the quiet beauty of hill walking. A Unison member and proud trade unionist, she never lost her connection to working-class values in the communities she served. Her openness about her cancer diagnosis encouraged many women to seek early screening. She faced the illness with bravery and continued to speak out, teaching us all about courage and action. She leaves behind her partner Keith, sons Louis and Jack, and grandchildren Maeve and Leo, who were her greatest pride. Flags at Holyrood fly at half-mast, and messages of love pour in from across the country. Christina McKelvie's voice may be quiet now, but the echoes of her compassion and leadership remain. Tributes to Christina McKelvie. Number 2. She danced like she was telling our history, one student once said of Silvina Fabars. That history, full of struggle, spirit, and rhythm, found its voice in every step she took. Silvina passed away at the age of 81, following complications related to a chronic illness. Her life was a journey woven with passion, resilience, and remarkable dedication to Cuban culture. Raised in Santiago de Cuba, Fabars began her life working in cane fields and picking coffee. At just 14, she joined Fidel Castro's rebel army, but it was after the revolution that her true calling emerged: dance. She helped found the Ballet Folclórico de Oriente in 1959, a pivotal moment that marked the beginning of her contribution to Cuban folk dance. By 1966, she joined the National Folkloric Ensemble of Cuba, where her talent quickly elevated her to prima ballerina by 1979. Her performances in Yoruba Iyesa, Ciclo Congo, and Arara became cultural cornerstones. More than a dancer, she was a storyteller, honoring African and Cuban traditions through precise, soulful movement. Fabars received Cuba's highest honors for her art: the National Dance Prize, the Vanguardia Nacional, the the Distinción por la Cultura Nacional and the Alejo Carpentier Medal. Yet her true legacy rests not just on awards but on the people she taught and inspired. She traveled the world to share her knowledge, teaching in universities and cultural centers across Europe, North America, and Asia. Her classes were known not just for technique, but for heart. Many dancers saw her as a mentor, a guide, and a fierce protector of cultural memory. "She didn't just teach us steps," said a former student. "She taught us where we came from." Her loss is felt deeply across Cuba and the international dance community. Yet her influence lives on in the rhythm of every young dancer learning the folk traditions she spent a lifetime preserving. Her story is one of strength, art, and relentless devotion to her roots. Tributes to Silvina Fabars. What's trending on the internet? News 1. The U.S. Army has confirmed the recovery of 3 soldiers who tragically lost their lives during a training mission in Lithuania, while the search continues for a 4th service member. The soldiers were operating a 63-ton M88A2 Hercules armored vehicle when it went missing on March 25th during an effort to tow an immobilized tactical vehicle. After days of intense effort by U.S. and Allied forces, the submerged vehicle was successfully located and recovered from a peat bog on March 31st. Recovery teams included service members from the U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, Lithuanian and Polish armed forces, as well as local civilian agencies. Challenging terrain and the sheer size of the vehicle made the mission particularly complex. "These soldiers were not just teammates, they were family," said Major General Christopher Norrie. "We continue the search with hope and resolve, ensuring every effort is made to bring all our soldiers home." The soldiers, assigned to the 1st Brigade, 3rd Infantry Division at Fort Stewart, Georgia, were deployed in support of Operation Atlantic Resolve, a mission aimed at strengthening NATO partnerships and regional security. Column James Armstrong expressed his deep sorrow, stating, "The Raider family is heartbroken. We honor the memory of these brave soldiers and remain dedicated to supporting their families and each other." As investigations continue, the global military community stands united in remembrance and gratitude for their service and sacrifice. News 2. The Jacksonville hockey community is mourning the loss of 64-year-old Lewis Foster, a beloved goaltender and former high school teacher who passed away on March 25th after being struck in the chest by a puck during a local amateur league game. Foster, who was playing for the Kraken Bears team at the Community First Igloo, left the ice feeling unwell before collapsing. Despite immediate CPR and the use of an AED by rink staff and bystanders, he was later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. His family was in attendance and remained by his side throughout. Though an official cause of death is pending, experts suggest Foster may have suffered from commotio cordis, a rare but serious cardiac event triggered by a blow to the chest. Loved ones remember Foster as a caring father, grandfather, and teacher whose joy and kindness left lasting impressions. His absence will be felt deeply and by so many. His obituary reads, "Rink staff and players have praised Foster's warm spirit and dedication to the sport he loved." As tributes pour in, the community reflects on the strength of shared memories and the bond forged through passion, play, and heart. Though his time on the ice has ended, Foster's impact will continue to be felt in classrooms, locker rooms, and lives far beyond the rink. News 3. The internet is remembering Bobby Oliver, known to many as Mr. Tico, after news broke that the viral TikTok star has passed away unexpectedly at the age of 35. Oliver rose to fame in 2020 after a video showing him standing up against hate speech in a convenience store gained widespread attention and admiration. According to a GoFundMe set up in his honor, Oliver, also known as Barry Allen, leaves behind 7 children. The fundraiser describes him as a loving father, and a man devoted to making sure his kids were always cared for. Bobby is family to many of us, some by blood, some not. Family is family, organizer Ruth Wisniewski wrote. Oliver became a symbol of resilience and courage after he responded to racist slurs during the now infamous altercation in Elyria, Ohio, using a can of twisted tea in an incident that captured national attention. Despite the intensity of the moment, Oliver later reflected on it with humility and a sense of responsibility. Though his cause of death has not been released, the legacy he leaves behind is one of protection, pride, and standing up for what's right. His story continues to resonate with people across communities, reminding us of the impact one voice can have. As friends, fans, and family grieve his loss, the focus remains on honoring the man behind the moment, a devoted father, a viral sensation, and a fighter for justice. News 4. Emergency teams in Myanmar and Thailand are working tirelessly in the aftermath of a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck on March 28, leaving a trail of destruction. Officials have confirmed the loss of over 1,000 lives and injuries to more than 2,300 people. The tragedy has also left at least 30 people unaccounted for. The earthquake, followed closely by a 6.4 magnitude aftershock, severely impacted areas near Sagaing and Mandalay, causing buildings to collapse and disrupting vital infrastructure. In Mandalay, over 90 individuals are believed to be trapped beneath the rubble of a collapsed apartment complex. Search and rescue efforts are ongoing, with teams working around the clock to locate survivors. In neighboring Thailand, authorities report 6 confirmed deaths and dozens missing, primarily at a construction site in Bangkok. Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra declared the capital an emergency zone and mobilized national resources to support recovery efforts. Despite the devastation, communities have shown remarkable unity and resilience. Volunteers, emergency responders, and international aid agencies are providing support and resources to those affected. Restoration of power and communications is underway, with crews working to stabilize the hardest-hit zones. King Charles extended heartfelt condolences to the people of Myanmar, praising their strength and resilience in the face of such loss. As recovery continues, the focus remains on hope, rescuing the missing, supporting families, and rebuilding stronger together. The spirit of solidarity is proving once again that even amid tragedy, humanity unites to rise again. News 5. A quiet Virginia neighborhood was shaken last week when a homeowner returned to find a stranger, severely injured, lying on her couch. Authorities say the discovery was made just before 10 p.m. on Thursday, March 27th, in a home located off John Marshall Highway near Linden. According to the Fauquier County Sheriff's Office, the woman heard a man crying in her darkened living room. She hadn't turned on the lights but quickly realized someone was lying under a blanket. Staying calm, she exited the home and immediately contacted 911. Deputies arrived within minutes and rendered first aid before emergency services transported the man to Winchester Medical Center. Sadly, he was later pronounced dead. He has since been identified as 29-year-old Brandon Probst of Stewart's Draft, Virginia. Investigators launched a comprehensive inquiry, gathering evidence from the scene and expanding their investigation into Augusta County. Their efforts led them to a hotel in Front Royal, where 27-year-old Jose Velasquez Martinez of Verona was taken into custody without incident. He now faces charges of malicious wounding and murder. Officials have not yet shared details about how Probst came to be in the home or what led to his fatal injuries. The sheriff's office emphasized that the investigation remains ongoing. While the circumstances are tragic, the homeowner's quick thinking ensured her own safety and allowed authorities to respond swiftly. The community remains hopeful for answers and healing in the wake of this unsettling event. News 6. A tragic search came to an end with a moment of peace as the body of 28-year-old Army veteran Zuleika Whitron was recovered days after she fell into Washington's Carbon River while trying to rescue her dog. Whitron, a former medic and staff sergeant at Joint Base Lewis McChord, disappeared on March 23 beneath the Fairfax Bridge. Her courageous final act, rushing to save her dog from the riverbank, was witnessed by her girlfriend who tried to help before Zuleika was swept away. Authorities launched an extensive search, and on March 28, a volunteer drone operator spotted a body in the water. Swift water rescue teams worked together for a safe and respectful recovery. Family members confirmed the identity of Whitron on site, Her dog was found alive about a quarter-mile downstream, bringing a small comfort in an otherwise heartbreaking story. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office thanked all volunteers and responders who worked tirelessly during the search. Zuleika's younger sister Kiara shared on GoFundMe that the family will host memorial services to honor her life. "We're heartbroken, but finding her means we can say goodbye," she said. Community support has poured in, with nearly $10,000 raised to assist with funeral costs. Whitron is remembered not only for her military service but for her compassion and bravery. Her story touched many and reminded us of the strength found in love, loyalty, and community. News 7. Elliot Barstow, a 47-year-old outdoor enthusiast from Entiat, Washington, tragically passed away on March 30th after a base jumping accident near Highway 97A. According to the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, Barstow was executing a jump when his parachute failed to fully deploy, causing him to spin and collide with a rock face before falling approximately 650 feet. Emergency crews were quickly dispatched, but Barstow was pronounced deceased at the scene. Witnesses described the moment as heartbreaking, and officials extended their deepest sympathies to his loved ones. Barstow was known in his community as an adventurous spirit who had a deep love for the outdoors. Friends and fellow outdoor athletes remember him as someone who lived life fully and inspired others to embrace their passions with courage and joy. Though this accident was devastating, the base jumping community has responded with an outpouring of support, remembering Barstow for his dedication to the sport and the uplifting energy he brought to those around him. Authorities are continuing their investigation to ensure safety measures are reviewed, as many adventure enthusiasts reflect on the importance of preparation and equipment checks before any extreme activity. Barstow's memory lives on through the stories shared by those he inspired and the love of nature he championed. His life reminds us to hold close what we love, take safety seriously, and support each other in both adventure and adversity. News 8. Dave Collier is sharing a powerful message of resilience and hope following his recent battle with Stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Diagnosed in late 2024, the beloved Full House actor, now 65, recently completed chemotherapy and is reflecting on the emotional and physical toll of his journey. In a candid interview, Collier admitted he had moments of doubt and fear during treatment, even contemplating the possibility of death. "If I die, I die, and if I can stay here, great. I want to," he told Parade. But despite the challenges, he remained focused on fighting, not just for himself, but for his wife, Melissa, and their loved ones. Throughout his 6 rounds of chemo, Collier experienced increasing fatigue, nausea, and what he called chemo brain. Yet even in the darkest moments, he found strength in remembering the courage of his late mother, sister, and niece, each of whom battled cancer. Now with a clean biopsy and a final CAT scan pending, Collier is feeling optimistic and grateful. "Today is the first day I really feel like myself," he shared, adding that he's looking forward to ringing the hospital bell, a symbol of victory over cancer. His story is a heartfelt reminder that even through life's toughest moments, hope and support can carry us through. "If I can be even 1/10 as strong as the women in my family," he said, "then I'm going to be just fine." Number 1. He wasn't just singing songs, he was singing the soul of a region, said Ankara Mayor Mansur Yavaş after the loss of Volkan Konak. The son of the North, with a voice as deep and wild as the Black Sea itself, passed away at the age of 58. He died doing what he loved most, performing live on stage in northern Cyprus, where he collapsed mid-performance from a suspected heart attack. Volkan Konak's legacy reaches far beyond the notes he sang. Born in the mountain village of Yeşilyurt in Trabzon, Konak carried the spirit of his homeland into every melody. His music was poetry wrapped in folk rhythms, a testament to both past and present. Each performance stirred the heart, bridging generations with songs rooted in tradition yet alive with modern depth. He began his career in the late 1980s with the album Suların Horon Yeri. Over the decades, he released more than a dozen albums, including the gold-certified Mora and the beloved Efulim. His song Cerrahpaşa remains etched in the memories of millions. Through his voice, audiences felt the rain, wind, and proud heartache of the Black Sea. Konak wasn't just a performer, he was a cultural torchbearer. He founded his own music label, Kuzey Music Production, ensuring freedom to shape each note as he saw fit. Generations knew him as Kuzeyin Olu, the son of the North, and his concerts were never just music shows. They were moments of connection. Fans admired his honesty, his deep emotional delivery, his refusal to let traditional music fade. He made people feel seen, heard, united. He is survived by his wife Selma, with whom he shared more than 3 decades of marriage. As tributes pour in from fans and fellow artists, one thing is clear. Turkish folk music has lost a powerful voice, but not its heart. Konak's melodies will echo in town squares, cafes, and quiet homes, wherever a song can still carry the wind of the Black Sea. Tributes to Volkan Konak. Courage is the price that life exacts for granting peace. These words, once quoted by Richard Chamberlain,